Y'all, you know who it is. It's your girl Kandi, and today it's gonna be a little bit different. Today I have a special guest. We're not cooking today. We're just gonna have conversation and a cocktail. Today's special guest is, y'all know him as SNS. He's my young king. Hey, S, welcome.
What's up, Mom?
It's nice seeing you here. We don't get to talk like this.
I mean, yeah.
I got a few questions for you. You know, for my viewers.
Shoot, what's up, y'all? What's going on? How y'all doing?
So let's start with what really sent you into the direction that you went in music. Like what? Because I don't know if everybody knows, but before you actually started rapping, you were like making beats and stuff. So I want to know if what changed your channel.
Well, like before the beats was taking off, I actually was already like writing raps and stuff like that. It started where I was like maybe like 12, 11. Your ex-husband would cut my hair, and he would rap over whatever records I was playing, and rap them at me like if he was battling me. And then I just went in my notebook and wrote to the back of my notebook and just wrote my first rap ever, waiting for the next time he cut my hair. And then he I remember how it happened and everything. I think when he finished saying the rap, he was about to walk off, and then I said my rap, and then I think he was in the kitchen, and when you heard it, he turned around, looked at me. He turned around, looked at me back. He stood there with the clips in his hand, just saying the rap, and then after that, it was. I just kept writing raps from there, ready for him, and then after that, it became a hobby.
It became an every Sunday thing when you were getting your hair cut. I remember that.
Yeah, so that's where I would say like the love of me wanting to create music came from. Then later on, I just didn't want to. I was going to parties and stuff like that, and a lot of the life feet era was in. So I just didn't want to. I didn't want to dance. I didn't want to dance to nobody else's stuff. I wanted to without having my own. So I would make beats, and I knew that was popping. So wanted some of the beats started to take off. I think around that time I might have only recorded one song, and that was Let's Talk Money. And once that hit the radio, I had to keep making music.
Because that was big.
Yeah, you couldn't be in Harlem and like have a record hit the radio and then have no follow up. They'll fry you out there.
Well, one thing I can say about you is you've been very consistent. You've always had a follow up.
Yeah, I have to. You know what I mean? Especially now, this is it's a job for me. It's it's a job for me. It stopped being a hobby years ago. So, this is how I make my bread and butter, and this is also my legacy at this point.
Okay. So your love for music started early in life, and I know that with time you've gotten so much better.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think drove you to where you are now? Because you're not your average artist. You're really a lyricist. Like, I listen to a lot of your music, and some of it, I really enjoy, but some of it, me, I like lyrics. So I'm really into, like, you just did this freestyle, and it was just crazy to me, Like, that Lemonade was really crazy to me. You really worked on that. I was proud.
I appreciate it. I think in the beginning, like I said, in the beginning of when I was writing my first raps, I was more so like, I would say like conscious and things like that. Rapping a little more than rapping about stuff that average 11 and 12-year-old wouldn't even be caring about rapping about. So, and I think that came from a lot of my early influences on music. My first. While everybody loved Biggie and Pac and all of those guys in the beginning, I was a huge Wu-Tang fan. I didn't think Big, Pac, Jay, Nas, nobody was bigger than Method Man to me.
Oh, absolutely.
He was like my hero. So, of course the lyrical ability would be there from them. Like, what's that, like 9 guys that all can rap really well, rapping with each other, and then you had somebody who had like the star quality, which was Method Man, who'd be able to give more than just that. So then as time went by after Method Man, I fell in love with Jay-Z's music from right then and there. I think that was the switch. Right before Jay, I loved Mace at one point.
Oh yeah, because there was a time where
I was
you and your brother thought you were Mace and Puffy.
Yeah, Mace and Puffy.
Yeah, you went through that era, yeah.
Yeah, so like I think that was like right before, but like he even right then and there, like that was just like a phase right then and there. I wouldn't as far as like him being because I still wasn't listening to a whole bunch of Mace music. Mm-hmm. It was whatever that was out from Mace and Puff, you know what I mean? But listening to their music, I would have to say it was Wu-Tang, and then from there it was Jay-Z. So I had all the people that I was listening to was nice, you know what I mean, lyrically. So that's what I aspired to be, and at that time, growing up, it was a thing to actually be nice, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I just wanted to master that first before anything else, and then my lyrics and things like that, and my style also just as time went by from the beginning was more so of what I was into at the time, you know what I'm saying? So the teenage years was a lot of party driven music because I was outside, I was going to a lot of parties and things like that. So until certain things started happening.
Yeah, you were outside and you had your shoulders going crazy at one point.
Yeah, exactly. So but until being outside, I started seeing certain things that shouldn't be tied into a lot of that type of stuff. And then at that point now I'm realizing life ain't just one big party. So that kind of like made me really think about stuff, and then the more I stopped being a super duper party goer, but then the lifey world was still popping. But then because I'm not a super party goer, I would go to a couple life feed events, but then be in my neighborhood, and then be in my neighborhood. I'm going through stuff because I'm with the homies, and then you know what I'm saying, and I've always been big on loyalty. So even if they were wrong, we'll figure that out after. But I'm doing what they doing, you know what I'm saying. So that's where I guess my lyrics would change into even now being able to have all those type of experiences. I wouldn't be able to talk about a lot of things that I went through.
I mean, well, being from Harlem, well, not me, because I'm from Brooklyn. Yeah. But raising a Harlem kid, you were outside young. I must say, I worked 2 jobs, so you were outside real young. Yeah. And you were influenced by what was going on in the streets. So a lot of that now plays a part in your music. I hear a lot of things in your music now that I had no idea was going on, when you were outside.
Yeah. I mean, you couldn't really talk about a lot of those things, and you wasn't really having that, so it wasn't, it's like it was it was one of those things where you had to. I know the homies knew, so that it was like, all right, we ain't gonna tell my moms this, what I mean? We knew you was hit, but it was still a respect level to where like, yeah, you ain't like I didn't even tell you I was smoking that until like you just knew it, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know what I mean? I think my father was the one kind of like got a lot of things about me late and stuff like that.
The thing with your dad is like he saw you as this perfect child where I'm a realist, where I was like, look, he comes from the street, so he is going to be of the street. Yeah,
but it's like it's people that came from there, but they played the sidewalk, and that's nothing against nobody. And I mean, I love that. Like, I don't glorify a lot of the stuff that I done been through in life and things like that. I'm just telling from the things I went through, and I'd say the consequences as well. I don't think a lot of rappers kind of do that, so I kind of say that. But I come from of just a bunch of family members that just was so used to fast money to where I didn't even believe in getting no job at, you know what I'm saying? Like, after I done got my summer yummies before and things like that, but I didn't believe in that, you know what I'm saying? I didn't believe in that. I got my father's brothers who was hustling, and then they got a lot of nice things, and then you got your brothers who was hustling, and they had a lot of nice things. So all the men in my life who would see like my father, he wasn't around like that because he's in his prime at this time. You got to think from the 90s to early 2000s. He's in his heavy prime. where most of the traveling and a lot of things is being done at. So it's hard for him to like, you know, have his grip on what I got going on, and then you having multiple jobs, and then at a certain time you was going to school too. So you know, and then I ain't never like chilling in Brooklyn, so it's like for me, take me to my grandma's house. You know what I'm saying? And I'm cool over here, and from there, you know, this is where I dwelled. I learned how to ride a bike, tie my shoe, lost my virginity, everything. The first time I ever been in handcuffs, everything. So it's like all of the best and the worst came from, you know, being in the streets. But I always had a mind of my own, and I think that's something that was installed for me from young. You know what I'm saying? And not be a follower. You know what I mean? So I made sure I was like that no matter what. Even when I was going through the lifey phase, I liked having fun. The homies didn't, but I wouldn't trade those times in for nothing, because I wouldn't have the musical ear that I have. I wouldn't even experience a lot of different people if I didn't have these type of avenues to go to. I met people like D. Cole, who's been instrumental in my life. I met a lot of people, Mr. YouTube. I met a lot of people through this that's very instrumental in my life, and I'm close with. So I don't take that away, you know. Also, but the streets taught me a lot of things too. You know what I'm saying? That I was able to even tell my little brother, or able to tell the people around me. You know what I'm saying? That I realized. You know what I mean? So, and you know, you was definitely adamant about how me watching the company I keep. So that's helped me grow up and read a lot of. Can I curse on it? Not curse, but you know what I mean.
Yes, you can speak it. You're an adult.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It was able to, you know, I was able to, you know, read a lot of niggas' body language and stuff like that, and I know who to have around me and who not to. So you know, it's nothing to really glorify, but it was definitely something that I don't trade in either, because it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot of things that, you know, you either wouldn't wanted me to learn, because it ain't like I was a stupid kid. It ain't like, you know what I'm saying. I've had specialized schools look for me and my brothers. Just the paths we chose.
I mean, I'm really glad that you chose the path that you did, because I mean, you have so many friends that didn't make it to see this age that
right.
you are now, and I look at the internet all the time, and it's R.I.P. this person, and a lot of your friends that I've known from young, that they're gone today. So I'm really, really, really proud that you've made the decisions that you made to know the street, but know that there was something bigger for you. Right. You know, right. And I'm really proud that you made those decisions. I must say, I'm proud of the man that you are today. I am.
I owe it all to you. I wouldn't even have this mindset if it wasn't.
When we were together, you know, I knew that there was a lifestyle that I lived before having you. Even when you were young, there was a certain lifestyle that I lived. Absolutely. And I knew that I wanted more for you, so I had to continue my education. I had to hustle and work 2 jobs. So you saw hustle, you saw illegal hustle, but you also saw a legal hustle. Yeah, but and that's what I did both. I don't. So that's why. I
tell people all the time. Yeah, you could call me a trapper, but I'm a hustler. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because
it's a big difference.
Yeah, it's a big difference. Like I found plenty ways to make a dollar bill. It wasn't just, I didn't just have to sell drugs. I did, but I didn't just have to do that. I did other things too. Me and my brother. My bro wanted to pack bags. The Harlem in me never jacked that, but you know what I'm saying? He did what it took to get him $1. I knew when I was in middle school, my father used to have exclusive records. I used to put them shits on CDs and sell it to niggas, you know what I'm saying? I used to, you know what I'm saying? Hustler's mentality. I used to, even with Life Feed, I knew I was making beats. They was loving them. Any exclusive beats, I put them on CD and I sold them. I even helped Kid the Wiz even have like a hustler's mentality, because that's where he wanted to really make beats at, because he seen it make money. You know what I'm saying? Anything I do or ever did, I made sure anything I ever did made some money. If it ain't make no money, it don't make sense. It don't make sense, and I ain't even mean to sound so cliche, but that's how I that's how it really was. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to. The only thing that I did that didn't have no price tag attached to it was this music in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I aspired to make money later on, which I do now. But you know, at the time, it was just a dream, and I didn't care about the money in the beginning.
Well, the fact now that you are no longer dreaming, you are living what you dreamed. It's not a dream anymore. It's your life, and I'm so proud to watch your life unfold in front of you. To see you with other artists, like I mean, it's amazing to me to see the relationships that you build with other artists, and you know. It's crazy as a mom. Like I say it all the time when I post you on my page. I say I don't know how Jay-Z's mom feels. I don't know how Cameron's mom feels, but I can tell you how S&S moms feel, and I'm extremely proud of the man that you are today. I must say, I just said today, which is Mother's Day, that I thanked a few people because it takes a village to raise a child. My village was really strong. I have a couple sisters. I was there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I got your grandmothers were both very instrumental. God bless the dead. Your nanny was everything. You know, so I have a few people that were really instrumental in your lives. You know, both your aunt, your two sister-in-law, my two sister-in-laws. They were everything. You know. And then you got some dudes that were really, you know, they played a major role in your life. All your uncles were very, very, very instrumental in your life and who you are today. I see a lot of all of them in you. You know, I do. The music comes from, you know, your great grandfather was actually a musician. Your nanny's husband was actually a musician. So, you know, you have those strong ties to music. Your father being such a very well-known DJ, not say a well-known, but a legend as a DJ. I mean, I always knew from the time you were born that you had a love for music, but I never thought in my wildest dream that it would be what it is for you today.
I mean, like, I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, I thought I was going to be, like, I thought I was going to be a ball player, like.
Yeah, that dream was short-lived. I mean, that wasn't your thing. That wasn't your thing. You were just told it wasn't your thing. You know, but I was supportive. You know, but that wasn't your thing. But honestly, to see you, that little boy that ran up to the TV, taking your first steps to run to the TV because En Vogue was performing on Soul Train Music Awards. You ran to the TV. I knew that music was just in your soul. Like you had never stepped before. You got up and ran for the music. You know, that beat just had you going. You were just, you know, so I've always known that you would do something with music. I just never knew. Yeah, that was your song. Yeah, that was your thing. I just never knew it would be to this magnitude.
Yeah, I be telling people, like, you know, people think automatically, of course, like, of course you, like, you do music, you know what I mean, it's in your genes, you know, your father, and I'm like, yo, bro, it's so crazy that I ain't know the severity of who he was and what he was, like, you know what I'm saying, really, you know what I mean, growing up.
Oh, that dude was popping.
You know what I mean, I would hear it from
the mixtapes he had, the R&B mixtapes, there was none like it.
I was just seeing that, I just knew you played a lot of music in the house, so it's like that's where I was listening to a lot of stuff. Like I probably wouldn't have been listening to Lauryn Hill like that if you didn't play her. I wouldn't have listened to I wouldn't listen to a lot of niggas if you didn't play them. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, your real dad, Sean.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was like, you know, to be. But I have to say too, like, you know what I mean. I like the fact that you and Laurent's father was like that y'all had like different ears, because even his ear, I was able to jump in his ear. I was able to like people like artists like Dead Prez and Nas and you know what I'm saying and Pharoah Monch and Talib Kweli and guys like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
in your early day, actually, that's what you reminded me of. You actually were in your early day there was like no cursing, no violence, no nothing in your music, and I think that's what really showed your true talent for music, because you would be able to spit, you know, so many bars without using any profanity or anything. There was no guns, no drugs, no anything.
We gotta tell the people that you the reason that I know that there's 16 bars. Like I didn't know when I was writing raps. I didn't know how many what goes in a verse or nothing like that. She told me like, you know, every verse has to have like 16 bars. 16 bars, like what's bars? Yeah. You gotta count like a line and stuff like. So when I used to write on a train and stuff like that, I would. Bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, bar 4. You know what I'm saying? Like I really was writing a lot of raps at that time too. And I remember when we went through like the whole like shelter phase. I think that was a lot. I think that was like that kept me you know, real.
That kept you in that notebook.
That kept me in that notebook and kept me.
And then to see you now that you don't need a book. You don't have to write. Yeah, it's like, amazing.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I love writing. I still do, but like now that I'm able to, I don't have to write. I could go up in the studio.
Yeah, I mean that's amazing
and not write. It's crazy.
It really amazes me. I'm honored to just watch. My favorite music. I mean. Of course, you know you're not my favorite artist. You know who my favorite artist is. You know, but you come close. You come close.
That's mine.
You know, you come close. You come close. Hopefully, one day you'll be able to take the throne from him.
I told him that. So
but
I'm
yes. So you know,
I'm coming for that.
But right now, you are a close second. You know, and
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
You're in good company, though. You know,
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I know what it takes to. I know what it takes to be in that, you know, for him to sit in that throne. I know.
He ain't giving up easy. Yeah, that means you gotta keep working hard.
Easy, absolutely. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know, I was in school when the towers fell, and that you know, I think the whole album was in front of the HMV.
HMV, remember that?
That's all Harlem. I don't know if you niggas know about that. Y'all wasn't really outside like that.
Yeah, HMV wasn't outside.
Nah, you know what I'm saying?
What was that, the music hut down the block?
Yeah, that's when we bought all the mixtapes.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't play with no toys no more, so I had to find something else.
I took those toys away early.
So I'm like, you know what? You know, these mixtapes cost less than toys anyway. They $5. You know what I'm saying? I could get 3 for $10. Sometimes 3 for $15. One wrestling toy was like $15. I'm getting three CDs for $15. Yeah, let me get that. You know what I'm saying? That's also what kept me through the whole shelter phase too, because it's like
you always had that to go to. That was your outlet. Your music was always your outlet.
I was definitely selling Yu-Gi-Oh cards for all the niggas in the shelter.
Yes, I remember having to come to your school.
And the school. I was definitely selling
Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It was horrible. I was getting calls from school.
It was Pokemon cards. At first, like when in the elementary school, Pokemon was lit, you know what I'm saying, to where they had to ban the cards. I'm still selling the cards. Then Yu-Gi-Oh get popping. I'm in middle school. I'm like, I'm seeing, I don't want to call them nerds, but I seen all the nerds. But see, that's why I love the fact of how I am, because I knew I was popular, but I embraced the ones that weren't probably popular, or the nerds and stuff like that. Because, you know what I mean, if it's a lunchroom table, I'm not just sitting in one table. It could be popular kids sitting on one table. I sit with them. I go sit with the nerds and talk to them. And you know what I'm saying? And I talk like a bunch of different people. So that's even with that, I was able to sell them Yu-Gi-Oh cards, holographic joints, and I'm making bag off the you know what I mean? So
well, at least you weren't like your brother. I didn't have to shake your book bag down for dice.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think that missed me. I see my uncles told me how to roll, but I'm like, yo, I don't know, man. Roll this dice and possibly lose my money to somebody. I'm cool. I'll go with the safest bet. You know what I'm saying? Let me hustle real quick. Let me sell this right here, because I know somebody gonna want this. You know what I mean? So I couldn't. You know what I mean? But yeah, LaRon was definitely a gambler. Heavy
on the gambler.
Heavy gambler. Heavy gambler. You know what I mean? But I loved it though. I think that was one of our toughest times. But
but we always made it through.
Yeah, absolutely. And it shaped us. You know, that's even that.
It's why we who we are.
Right. Even that is something that I'm more open about in the music. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think, because you know, when they think you, when you're a DJ son and they know the person is popular and things like that, you know, they think like you had like a silver spoon in your mouth forever. Like, yeah. Now granted, them spoons were silver, but you know what I mean? What it took to make them spoons.
So yeah, like I said, that shaped us. We are who we are because of it. You know, we're all stronger. We're all, you know, we all got that hustler mentality. Not a legal hustle, but we hustle hard. We hustle the legal way.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's like, you know, I think that's what it definitely shaped us, but it also, you know, made us tougher. It made us believe that. It always made us believe, like, you know, when there's a will, there's a way. And,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we did it all. We came from, you know,
bottom.
the real bottom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
the
what
real
people don't
bottom.
know.
Yeah, the
we
real
came
bottom.
From the bottom.
You know, people really think, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I'm a DJ son, like, you know, that we had, like it was a silver spoon. Now, granted, them spoons were silver, but what it took to do that, you know, what it took to make them spoons silver is,
they didn't always shine. They didn't
always shine. You know what I'm saying? I remember at one point in time, me and Laurent had to share. We had to get a butter roll, a butter toast on a hero
and share
it.
Yeah,
that's like $1.50, my nigga. You know what I mean? But that was our dinner at one point, and we had to make do. You know what I'm saying? Oodles and noodles was dinner at one point in time. You know what I'm saying? But you know, this is around the time you was going to school for like
I was in school
for you know you was going to school for but then you wound up
working in school full time.
Yeah, and then like we in the shelter, you battling cancer. This is the first time, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit that'll take a toll on anybody. Don't get it twisted. Like I stayed outside because sometimes I didn't even want to go to. Once I get out of school, you got to go through that process.
It was a lot.
To go through that shelter process, and then you don't know where they're gonna put you next. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know none of that. Like to see that, and then you pass your culinary test with a 99 and not an 80, not a 90, not a 70, a 99. That's damn near flawless. You know what I'm saying? To see that, and then we get a house. You know what I'm saying? And nowhere it just brings me back of where we started, and you know the things we went through. Like, you know, that's why I make sure, you know, I always tell you and I always tell everybody that, you know, you one of the toughest soldiers. You are the toughest soldier that I've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? Because of just so much things that were stacked against us.
But we made it.
Yeah, we made it through. You know what I mean? We made it through. You know.
And it made us such better people.
No, definitely.
We're stronger.
Yeah.
We're wiser.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I really love the fact of you just installing for me to have a mind of my own, because I really do. And some people don't like it. It come off me. It makes me come off being sometimes combative or stubborn.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? But
you got that honestly. You got two stubborn parents.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You know.
Man, but I just love. You know,
but the fact that you have a mind of your own.
Yeah, I choose that. I take those flaws right there with having a mind of my own versus not having that, not being stubborn, not being combative to everybody, and just letting everybody voices in my head.
You can't let everybody shape your decisions.
Right, you know what I'm saying? And I watch so many people go through that type of shit, you know what I'm saying? So I love the fact that y'all installed that in me, especially you know what I mean? You know, I never like to be, especially now, I never like to be no follower. Even from gear, like I used to, like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because you were the Rock.
Yeah.
You were Dwayne at one point.
Yeah,
you were Dwayne.
Yeah, when I was in elementary school, I remember I loved the Rock so much. I copped the silk
all
shirts.
the silk shirts and Tim's the match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you know, like, you know what I mean? Even down to that, I did what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? Like, don't get it twisted. We pulled out the Maurice, Gucci's, Louis, all that.
Absolutely.
We pulled out all that.
Oh, absolutely.
But I always had my own style with things. I always wanted to wear my own way. I didn't want to do what everybody else did, you know what I mean? So
that makes you the man you was did.
yeah, absolutely, because I'm still on that, you know what I'm saying? Niggas argue me down to this day about certain things, like, yo, nah, you got it, yo, you should do like, I'm like, nah, nigga. If you telling me to, if there's already a nigga doing that, what am I doing that for? So, you know, like, but, you know, I think that's also where I come from in Harlem. I mean, the Harlem I came from. You know,
yeah, Harlem is different now.
Yeah, it's
a whole different era now.
I mean, I don't know where you niggas OGs is at and shit like that, but I know when I was coming up, you couldn't just be copying off no niggas and then you tell somebody what's cool and what's not. Like, how could you tell me what's cool and what's not? You following these niggas. Like, it wasn't like that. You had to be your own man. You had to be your own self. You know what I mean? There was trends that came out that everybody did and everything and all that, but niggas ain't just every day wake up following this trend. That's what the era we in right now.
Well, that's not what I taught you. Any of you. I taught you all to be trendsetters.
Absolutely.
Not to follow trends.
Absolutely.
And I'm proud that you guys all actually are your own people. You are all very, very individual. You are all solid individuals. I mean, I couldn't have been the best mom in the world with what was, you know, stacked against me, but I did
too. Like, we had
the best I could.
We had to be,
and you guys made it.
We had to be extra tough because we getting raised by a woman who'd be extra tough on us because you know, like
the fact that I know the streets and I know the streets will swallow you up and I lived that life and I wasn't
the men
have that.
Yeah, like, so we had to be even extra tough. It was a gift and a curse for me because I used to get suspended a lot. I wouldn't let niggas step on my sneakers. I wouldn't let all sorts of shit. But, you know, like, and when you growing up in elementary school, whoever hit first get more time of suspension. I'm always hitting first. But I just didn't want nobody to hit me first. And I knew if I got hit and I didn't hit them back, the person who really gonna hit me, I don't want them to hit me. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, excuse my language. I don't want you to hit me. I don't care for you. It's who gonna really beat me. It's my mom's, and I wasn't really, you know what I mean? I wasn't trying to have
I mean, you know, don't make it seem like I was out here telling you to bully people.
Nah, it wasn't no bullying, but it wasn't like I couldn't let nobody just hit me or talk to me in no certain way.
Absolutely not.
Like, I mean, anytime if that ever happened, I got my ass whipped.
Absolutely. You
know what I'm saying? So, and then you got people like your brother who he don't even want niggas to cry when they young. He like, hey, you better not be crying now. I gotta just hold it down and now, you know what I mean? So, it hurt me a little bit.
But I did allow you to cry because I do believe that everybody.
No, yeah, absolutely.
You should utilize those feelings. But
break down, but I would have to be at the tip of the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, where it's like, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't just be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no. Your skin had to be tough.
That's a fact.
Your skin had to be tough. You know, I come from Brooklyn. It's a different thing. You know what I'm saying? The streets a little different. Mm-hmm. You know, I was out there with MOP, and then that was the era I came from. So you have to be tough. Ante up. You know, it's different.
That's a fact. You ain't lying.
But I just want to thank you so much for coming on.
Nah, I appreciate you.
And
I'm glad.
Us doing this on Mother's Day really means a lot to me.
Nah, it means a lot to me too.
Because guess what? Yeah. If it wasn't for you, this wouldn't be my day. You started it.
Yeah. Well, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be a special guest.
You're
you
right.
know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be a special guest. I know the name is what it is, but I got that on as soon as I came.
You got your name from a man, but you got your game from a woman.
That's a fact. And I always say that, you know what I'm saying? To the strongest person I know, to my real OG. You know, my mom, you know what I mean? And my partner, my twin, my
homie.
Yeah, my homie, my everything, you know what I mean? So, you know, here's to Kandi, you know what I'm saying? I'm proud of you for everything you've accomplished. Proud of you for giving, for staying 10 toes down through a lot of the things you were stacked up against. I appreciate you for, there's no way I could pay you back. You know what I mean? But the plan is to show you that I understand. You know what I mean? You are appreciated. Before I get up out of here, make sure y'all all go pick up my new EP. It'll be dropping Memorial Day. It's called Big Icy. Go pick that up.
What's your social media? Let them know where you're at.
Follow me on everything at SNS_Icy Gang. That's SNS_ICYGANG. Follow me. And to the fans, love me now before they all love me, man.